What's good, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Hurls and Small Show. Coming back at you after Thursday Night Football. A pretty decent Thursday Night Football game. Wasn't the greatest, but definitely not the worst one we've seen this season. As always, I'm joined with my host. He's in a little costume today. Smallz, how you doing, man?
It's not a costume. It's just a cool hat, you know? Nothing wrong with a cool hat every now and then. I don't know how long the hat'll last today, but I'm doing a lot better. You can probably tell in my voice. The last couple episodes, I
Absolutely.
was down. I'm back up today. Uh, I wish we would have mentioned it last episode because I believe last episode was our 20th episode, and that's kind of a milestone.
When I was doing it, when I was like putting in the title or whatever, and putting in the episode, I was like, "Holy shit! It was the 20th, and we didn't mention it at all, at all."
Because 20 is the biggest milestone until what? I mean, 25 is decent, and then it's like
Yeah,
50.
50. Yeah, because you're not saying nothing for 30 or 40. It's from 20
No.
or maybe 25 then to 50. So yeah.
And 50 we don't hit in the end of the season, off season, start of next season maybe.
Start of next season. What the hell? 50? That's another 30 weeks. That's not the start of next season, is it?
Well, it's not even 30 weeks because we did 2 a week, so it's like
Yeah. So what? 15
so
weeks?
we
That's
got
nowhere near the start of next season.
so we got 7 more weeks, 2 episodes, so that's 14,
Mm-hmm.
and then what, 4 or 5 weeks to the playoffs, so
Mhm.
that's another 10, so that's 24. We'd only be at 45, so it'd be off season.
Yeah. Not towards the beginning of the season just yet. But yeah.
I said maybe, you know.
Well, yeah, before we get too far, I'm not gonna forget today. Make sure y'all drop a like, comment, subscribe. The TikToks have been, getting back to where we were before. So if any of you guys from last episode went over there and showed some love, we appreciate you. And if you haven't already, go over there and do so. Drop a follow on it. Like some of the videos, comment on it. We're always commenting back, having conversation. We're not just dropping the videos and not saying anything. We're having conversation in the comments. So yeah, go head over there. But before you head over there, make sure you like this episode. We had a bunch of comments on last. That's what I love to see. I just love to see the people commented. So like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. I think we're at 57 subs. Let's get to 60. And yeah, as you guys
Yeah,
can
I
see
heard
by
that.
go ahead.
First comment on this episode, Herlins is giving $100, so you better be here fast and comment early.
Moving on. As you guys can
Yes, I
see
know.
by the title, we're doing a draft of teams, and basically how it's gonna work is
Oh, what are you doing, my friend?
what's that?
How are you doing, my friend? I didn't
Oh,
ask you. You get to rolling too fast. That's
no,
why
you're
you
right.
missed the
You're
like,
right.
comment, subscribe segment most
You're
of
right.
the
You're
time.
right. I'm doing pretty good. I slept a lot of the day away because Dark and I were on Minecraft till no bullshit,
I know.
like 8 or 9 in the. It was overnight. It was like 9 something, like 9:20 a.m. Yeah,
Dog, I went to bed at like 3 and y'all was still on it.
yeah. I did I did a shift plus overtime on Minecraft last night. So yeah, I slept. I set an alarm. So I was like, no, I'm not letting myself sleep in too much. I set an alarm for like 1. Boy, I kept on snoozing and snoozing and snoozing. Next, I wake up, open my blinds, and the sun is gone. The sun is gone.
Think about it though. If you would have been streaming that, you could have gotten some subs, got a new headset, it
Yeah,
actually fitted
we
on
were
your
talking
head.
about that. I was telling Dark if I was live, I fuck around just would have made it a 24. I would have streamed Thursday Night Football, and then I would have just came and did this, and went to bed right after. But I wasn't streaming it. I was just enjoying the off stream vibes, just playing. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain. Another episode, and let's get it done, baby.
Get into the
But
draft now. My fault for cutting you off.
no, you good. Like I said, we're doing a draft today as you guys can see by the title. So we're gonna be drafting teams based on how many wins we think they'll get for until the end of the season. Playoff wins are included, so you want to draft teams like the Ravens and Chiefs. And, later in the drafts, we'll draft teams like the Falcons. We probably won't get too many playoff wins, but they'll add a couple of regular season wins for us. So those teams may come. Those are probably the teams that are gonna win you the draft. That can rattle off a few wins to end the season and maybe sneak one in the playoffs. But, those Chiefs, the Ravens are probably going to fly off the board early. So you guys will get it as we get into the draft later. But yeah, but before we get there, we got to start with Smallz' bold predictions for week 11.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to lie to you. I was sitting here watching Thursday Night Football, and I was making sure I had all my notes down, making sure I had my picks, all my sticky notes ready for everything like usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking, and I have a bold prediction segment. I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, man, those look awfully familiar from last week. And it's because I never changed them. They were the exact same from last week. I hadn't put any new ones in, so I was like, oh shit. So these are kind of last minute, so I don't have a lot of statistics and stuff behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think they're kind of decent.
Mm-hmm.
First off, against his former team, Jameis Winston comes out and puts 300 yards and 3 total touchdowns on the New Orleans Saints.
303 TDs?
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind it because I feel like James is either going to be really good or he's going to be, 3 interceptions. The offense is going to look awful. So I can get behind it. The Saints are coming off of a good win. The first game under their new head coach. They just rallied behind them and got that win after 7 straight losses. But I could see them falling back down to, who they really are. And Jameis coming in there off a bye, I'm pretty sure. So Jameis coming in there and, lighting them up. So I could definitely see that happening.
Plus, game before bye, Jameis was bad and they had a loss. So had a lot of time to think of how he could have improved.
Absolutely.
Next one. The New York Jets are bad against the run. Anthony Richardson is getting a start again. They are just bad in general, but specifically against the run. Anthony Richardson is getting a start again. And he will open up the entire offense. Jonathan Taylor will have 150 total yards, and Anthony Richardson will have at least 60 rushing.
Man, I hope so. I hope so, man. Jonathan Taylor's on my fantasy team, so I really need him because I had Jaden Daniels tonight. I had Devonta Smith tonight. I had Eagles defense, which I didn't want to play. I don't want to make this about fantasy, but I had Eagles defense who I didn't want to play tonight. I just didn't realize they were still on my team. So I had 4 players play on fantasy tonight. Thank goodness for Saquon Barkley because he went out and gave me 33 points. So he, made up for the other guys. But man,
in our league or your other one?
In our league. Like I was debating whether because Jared Goff is my backup, and I kept in Jaden. I was debating should I put in Goff, should I stop? But I was like, you know what? Last time I benched Jaden, he made me eat my words. So I'm like, Jaden, I'm rocking with you until you give me a piss poor performance. He gave me a bad performance last week, but I was like, you know what? The Eagles, it was the Steelers defense last week. He had 8 points. He's not going to do that again against the Eagles. And he had more points this week, but he still wasn't great. So I probably should have went with Goff. But back to your overreaction. I hope this does happen. And like I've said in the past, Anthony Richardson opens up the run game so much for Jonathan Taylor because now those defensive ends, it's going to be harder for them to set the edge and kind of decide who they're going for because if Joe Flacco's handed it off to Anthony or to Jonathan Taylor, you don't have to worry about Flacco pulling it back and running off and running away from you. But with Anthony Richardson, you definitely have to worry about it. So it opened things up for Jonathan Taylor. So he should be in shape for a good game. So I'm going to buy into this one. I think they both will look good, but it's some absolute idiocracy what the Colts are doing right now at the quarterback position. I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, I will buy into this one as well. I think they will both have a good game.
Next one. One that I assume you won't prescribe to.
Oh, gosh. What are the Seahawks doing against us?
The other thing, the one guy you absolutely hate. Other than Najee, I guess one of 2 guys you hate. All right, let's get into it.
I don't know.
Sam Darnold against the Tennessee.
See, the fact that I couldn't even think of Sam Darnold, I don't hate him. I literally don't hate him. The fact that I couldn't even think about him literally tells you all that needs to be said. I don't hate Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold can play. Sam Darnold has talent.
That's not the point right now.
No, well, I'm gonna make it the fucking point because you said another guy I hate. I don't hate him. Enough of this. Sorry, I just call it how it is, and I told you this would happen. That doesn't mean I hate him. I'm just up here keeping it real. That's it. So enough of me being the Sam Darnold hater. I hate Sam Darnold. I don't believe in him. All this and that. I don't hate Sam Darnold. He can play. He has talent. I've always said it. I vividly remember going back on our first or second episode and referencing how he played against us when he was with the Jets in I think 2021, where he made some beautiful on the low. He was rolling left and he made some beautiful throw for a touchdown. I mentioned it earlier. Sam Darnold has the talent. He can play, man. So enough of calling me the Sam Darnold hater. I just call it how it is. And I said this would happen. He would play phenomenal till the beginning of the season. Then we would see signs of the old Sam Darnold. And what do you know? Now go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So are you a Najee Harris hater?
No,
because Najee been good, and you're still on his
I'm
dick.
just not a Najee Harris lover. Is that wrong of me? Like, bro, I don't know what you want from me.
Against the Tennessee Titans, Sam Darnold comes out and reproves himself with at least 300 yards and a convincing performance.
see, now you're gonna have me looking like the hater. Cause no, I don't think this happens. I don't think this happens. From what I've seen from Sam Darnold in the past, the Titans defense at times can show flashes of being a pretty competent defense. I don't think this happens. I think the Vikings will win this game, but I don't think Sam Darnold will go for 303 touchdowns. And this is partly because what'd you say?
I didn't say any touchdowns, just 300.
Oh, sorry. And this is partly because I don't think he'll need to. They just won't need him to throw that much for him to go for 300. Aaron Jones will probably do his thing, and this game will get out of hand pretty quick, and they just won't need Sam Darnold to throw that many times to where he's up there for 300 yards.
You saying Will Levis not going to keep it competitive?
That's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying.
All right, quick one before we move on. The slate of games after the 1 o'clock specifically looks intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have at least 2 overtime games this week.
See, I could see Ravens Steelers being one of them. I could see that. You know, we're flying by the 1 o'clock games, but if the Bears can get back to what they look like in the early portion of the season, I could see Packers Bears being a pretty decent game as well. And Chiefs Bills have already done it in the past. They've already done it. They've had great games. The 13-second game. And I'm
hyped for Bengals Chargers.
Bengals Chargers. I was just about to say might be my game of the week. It might be my game of the week. I think this is going to be a game where we get to finally see Justin Herbert unleashed, because he's going to need to put up points, because this Bengals offense and Joe Burrow can put up points with anybody. So I think this could be a week where we see Justin Herbert really put up those superstar gaudy numbers like everybody's been asking for. He's still been playing his ass off, but I think now we see it in the stat sheet. So I'm going to fuck it. I'll say yeah. We see 2 overtime games, and I'm going to call the games I'm going to say Packers Bears goes to overtime. And I'm gonna say Ravens Steelers goes overtime. I'm gonna say Ravens Steelers.
And I don't have any statistics behind this, so I don't know how many on average games have been going to overtime or anything. I just thought this would be a fun one to throw in before we moved on.
No, yeah. We can move on. There were a couple. There was one actually before we got too far, and I wanted to talk about. There was an extension. Deommodore Lenoir, cornerback. For the what? I can't just talk about my guy.
You could have just waited till we got to him.
No, he deserves his own time. He deserves his own segment. He's not sharing that with the rest of the team or with the Seahawks. Deommodore Lenoir, man, he got a contract extension, 5 years, $92 million with the Niners. I had no idea this was going to happen midseason, because the Niners have always been a team to drag out their contract extensions. So I was happy to see him, homegrown talent. Oregon, he went to Oregon. You know, and I've been saying I'm an Oregon guy. So I'm happy because he started off, he was not very good, wearing number 38 as a cornerback, just didn't have the swagger. Yeah, just didn't have the swagger to him. But now he's coming to his own. He has the swagger, and now he's one of the top corners in the league. And I've been saying all season he's playing at a Pro Bowl level and all pro level, and now you're seeing it with the contract that was handed out to him. So shout out Deommodore Lenoir, man. You've been balling all season. We'll see you on the pod in the off season, baby.
I just dropped my Rice Krispie treat on the floor.
Rice Krispie treats are some ass. You should not be eating those past the age of 7. They are so sweet. It's crazy. Moving on. What you want to get into? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Rice Krispie treats are ass, bro. Are you serious?
Our ass. We might need to have an episode where we're just doing a fucking tier list up here. Yeah, because Rice Krispie treats are garbage.
Tell everyone watching your thoughts on Little Caesars.
Little Caesars is probably the best fast food chain pizza. Like the big chains is probably the best chain pizza. But not your local mom and pop shop, but Pizza Hut, Domino's, Little Caesars is probably the best. And I don't know, the people are gonna agree with me. The people are gonna agree with me. The Herlopians out there will agree with me. Little Caesars is the best chain pizza. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. It's just the truth, man.
And I like Little Caesars, but it's like twice a year pizza. Like Domino's, I'm getting way more frequently than Little Caesars because it's
Domino's
better.
is the worst chain pizza. The worst. Domino's is some ass. It's some ass. And yeah, I'm not having any chain pizza more than fucking 3 times a year. It's really you just somebody's hosting a Super Bowl party, some get together. Then they just gonna buy 3 boxes of Pizza Hut or Little Caesars or something like that. But if I'm just going out for myself and buying pizza, I'm never going to one of the chain spots. I'm just going to one of the local spots. I never would.
You guys got Donato's down there?
Donato's? No. What is that?
Oh, it's like kind of a chain, but it's not super big. It's delicious, man. I had it today. It's the best.
I know.
Anyways, we can move on.
Are you a thin crust or like a deep dish type of guy? What type of guy?
Either or. Not deep dish. I don't like deep dish, but like thick crust is cool. Thin crust is cool. It's whatever.
I'm a huge thin crust guy, like cracker thin. Like I want that shit snapping when I bite it. Like yeah, I love a good thin crust, man.
My big thing with pizza is sauce. It's got to have a good amount of sauce.
A good amount of sauce. I love a lot of sauce. I hate when that shit is dry.
Yeah,
but
I get extra sauce everywhere,
absolutely.
and I like it cut into triangles instead of
squares. And that's what I will say about Little Caesars. Boy, that sauce be gone if you're not eating it in the first 5 minutes, bro. It's dry as hell, so you got to eat that shit right when you get it. Because Little Caesars, when it sits for too long, man, it's done. You can't even reheat it to get it right. It's done. So, but when it's
I know people like leftover pizza, but you can't have. You can't do it with Little Caesars. You can't.
I'm a Little Caesars guy, but you cannot do it with Little Caesars. But
bro, move on. Thursday Night Football.
Or you started this. You started talking about telling people what you think about it. Like,
I love this podcast, bro. I love this podcast.
Moving on to Thursday Night Football, we had the Washington Commanders head to Philly to play the Eagles. The Eagles improved to 8-2. The Commanders fall to 7-4. The Eagles beat the Commanders 26-18. If you would like to begin, go ahead.
This game was so disappointing to me. It was an okay game, but it's Jaden Daniels versus Jalen Hurts, and I always want to say Jaden McDaniels with his name. It kills me every single time.
Joe does the same thing.
But but this game on paper was supposed to be beautiful, and it's an 8-point final score, but it's
wasn't
not the greatest.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. It should have been even worse. Jake Elliott pulled a Jake Moody. Jake Moody?
Yeah, Jake Moody, and he was just shanking those things, bro. Shanking
and there's
them.
2 field goals and an extra point.
Yep.
The thing I want to talk about most is Frankie Louvu, because coming into the season he was great, and then he slowed down a little bit, and here comes Bobby Wagner just dominating, and then Bobby slows down a little bit, and here comes Dante Fowler, and their linebackers as a group are great, but it's nothing to do with this podcast. On my own time, I want to go look at the reason why they're just having their stints of dominance instead of all playing well at the same time. If that makes any sense, Lattimore didn't play in this game, which is sad. I want him to play very soon because love the guy. But Mike Sainristil absolutely hooped today. That's the rookie corner. I talked up Noah Igbenogene when they traded for Lattimore. That's a good 3 guys. I don't love their safeties over there, but between their linebackers and their now corners, they're gonna put some stuff together. And once their offense realizes they're a good offense again, they got some stuff cooking.
Yeah, man, I would love to see. Joe has been saying it. He wants Dan Quinn to be a little more risky. He wants Dan Quinn to go for those, big plays. What they were doing earlier in the season, like when they had a chance, they could just kick a field goal against the Bengals. Jaden Daniels was like, "No, I'm throwing it up to Terry McLaurin in the back right of the end zone, and I'm putting it in the basket, and it's a touchdown." And I think this kind of has to do a lot with Jaden getting hurt a few weeks ago with his ribs, because he's just not running nowhere near as much. And my fantasy team is hurting from it, Jaden, please. But he's just running nowhere near as much. You can see him. When he does get out of the pocket, he's really just getting 1 yard and he's going down. The lanes aren't there for him as much. But what I will say, Austin Eckler had himself a pretty decent game especially in the run game. Or not in the run game, in the pass game. In the pass game.
Last week you said you wanted to see them use him like this. And
This
Shout out Dan Quinn, listener of the pod, apparently.
This is exactly what I think they should be doing, especially with Austin Eckler himself. Brian Robinson can be your traditional running back. You hand it off to him, but with Austin Eckler, you dump it off to him. You dump it off to him 1 or 2 yards out the line of scrimmage and let him make a play afterwards, because that's what he was. That's what he was with the Chargers. That's what he's always been. So that's where you're really gonna get the most out of Austin Eckler. But man, I picked the Eagles to win this game because, like I said, they've been playing better and better and better. I think they're on a 6-game win streak now, and my overreaction was the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and I honestly don't think or the team to beat in the NFC, and I honestly don't think it's an overreaction anymore. If you ask me today, I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. I think they've been playing so well, and I really thought it just came down to their defense picking up things, and their defense has done that. They have done that. I think it was a stat they said in the game. They've allowed 5 touchdowns in their 6-game win streak, which is ridiculous. Their secondary has looked better. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship.
Gosh, dude.
They've looked
amazing.
Quinyon
Mitchell is so good. He had Terry on locks today, and it was like 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and he had guarded Terry on 11 of Terry's 15 routes, and Terry didn't have a target. Not just a catch, he wasn't targeted at all. That's crazy. It's a rookie going against one of the best receivers in football, locking him down. And if you go back and look at his matchups from the whole season, he's just been great, man.
No, but yeah, like I said, if Jalen can just cut down on the turnovers, which he has. You realize Saquon Barkley's your best player. You just get him the ball and get out of the way. And they did that shit earlier that we were talking about. Saquon broke off a run, and all we saw for the rest of the drive was Kenneth Gainwell. I hate that shit, man. I hate it so much. But for the past year and a half, the Eagles' problem has been their secondary. It was just Swiss cheese. Anybody was going in there and just picking them apart. But they've been picking up things as of late. And if they can keep this together, I really don't see anyone but the Lions.
Made it a priority in the draft.
I don't see anyone but the Lions giving them any problems in the playoffs this season. I really think those are the top 2 teams in the league, right? Or in the NFC, sorry. In the NFC.
Especially not that San Fran team.
Let us get right. Let us get right. And I expect the Eagles to be at least in the NFC Championship game this year, man. They are looking so good. And for the Commanders, man, a lot of people have been saying they haven't beaten anyone good. They haven't beaten, every time they play a good team, they lose. And I can't say anything about that. It has been true up until this point.
True.
But I think once they get Marshawn in, I think they'll look better. And I think, over time, Jaden will get back to what he was earlier in the season. And hopefully Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury can get back to that offense that they had earlier in the season and get Jaden moving, get Jaden, some read option going, get Jaden moving with his legs, making throws outside the pocket, some quarterback draw, something. Because they said Al Michaels was talking about it. Like Jaden told Dan Quinn, like, I'm good. We can call those runs. I'm good. You don't have to, protect me or anything like that. I'm good. We can run the ball. You with me. And so I would like to see Jaden get back to that. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about this game.
You were rolling, dog. There was a couple times where I wanted to bounce off you. Pause. But you were rolling, so I ain't say nothing. Speaking of Cliff Kingsbury, historically, he has good first half.
That's exactly what happened with the Cardinals. They were 8-0, then fell off. Yeah.
And you said that Dan Quinn needs to be more aggressive again, and he was today. And I believe it lost the Commanders the game.
And by more. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. By more aggressive, I don't mean going for it on 4th down like he did. I thought that was a bad decision. I think they should just get, just by their play calling, not decision making on 4th down and stuff like that. But yeah.
I just was.
Yeah, no. I feel it. I just didn't want people to think that's what I meant. Yeah.
They were down 2 with 8 minutes left, and they go for it on 4th in their own territory. Not their own territory. They have a field goal to take the lead, go up by 1. And instead they go for it, and Jaden kind of fumbles the snap, and it doesn't look like they even had a good play in the first place.
No, not at all.
And he rolls right and gets killed, dude. It
looked like he had a lane when he was running to the right at first. Like, okay, he's going to pick up this first down. Then Reed Blankenship just got shot out of a cannon and killed Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I know exactly what play you're talking about. But yeah, I didn't like the play call either. When I saw them lining up to go for it, I was like, is it just a hard count? But then they actually snapped it. Then he fumbles the snap. Then I think it was Brian Robinson is running this way. He looks at him at first, and he's like, I don't know if they got the miscommunication was off. It looked like he was going to throw it to him. Then he was like, oh, shit, I can't do that. And he just rolled out right. It wasn't a great play call.
It was bad. Yeah. And then they didn't get it, and the Eagles just went on a massive run, dude. And it reminded me of the Bengals game when the Eagles played the Bengals, and that game was super close the entire time. Then like third quarter, Zach Taylor decides to go for it on their own territory. Eagles stop them. Eagles score. Eagles score. Eagles score, and it's just a blowout.
Open the
And unfortunately, this game was decently similar because they got the stop. They score again.
And they scored a late touchdown, which made it look closer, but it really wasn't that close.
Saquon balled in the fourth quarter.
Thank you. I needed it.
Last two things I want to say, just quick things. Jalen Carter is very good at football.
The dog.
And this will be the 20th consecutive year that this division has a new leader.
Yeah. The NFC East is just, bro. It's ridiculous, bro. Like I don't know when it was, but it was like to where the people were talking about we should not let an under 500 team, into the playoffs because the NFC East used to be a revolving door of 7-9 teams, 8-8 teams, just getting the 4 seed because you won your division because this division was just shit. So yeah, this division, it's a new winner every year, but I kind of like that. I kind of like not knowing who it's gonna be year in and year out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because the Cowboys were dominant last year, and now the Cowboys are still dominant, but they're gonna lose unfortunately. So they'll have to hope to be a wild card team. No way you just said to me saying the Cowboys are dominant.
I thought you said they were dominant last year. Is that not what you said?
I said they're still dominant this year.
That's not what I heard. I heard they were dominant last year. That's what I heard.
I did say that, and then I said they're still
dominant.
Well,
that's what I was saying to they were dominant last year. But before we get into the draft, we got to do our week. What is this? Week 11, man. Fuck. Week 11 preview. These 1 o'clock games aren't looking too good, but we'll get through them and get to those good games towards the end. Starting off, the Raiders and the Dolphins, man. We can make this one pretty quick. I'm sure
we're gonna fly through some of the 1 o'clock games. I'm sorry if you're a fan of these teams. We might say a sentence or two. I got the Dolphins in this game.
Absolutely.
Should be a win streak for the Dolphins. I wish Jacoby Myers would have got moved. These Dolphins receivers got to figure something out. Go ahead.
Yeah, this offense has looked better since Tua's been back. They haven't won a bunch of games, but they've been able to put up points. But yeah, the Raiders suck. Hopefully they've won last week, but still the receivers weren't really. They didn't have those games or anything. Tyreek Hill had 13 yards. Jalen Waddle had 57. So I would like to see receivers get back to those big numbers that they could have with Tua. But yeah, Dolphins are winning here pretty easily. We can move on to Browns and Saints.
And this is a bad game. It's the 2-7 Browns at the 3-7 Saints. But these are both teams that I personally think could be fun bad. Like Derek Carr might sling it to MBS.
Just flinging it down the field, and it's on a rope, a beautiful throw, 50 yards down the field, and he looks like the best quarterback in the league at times. Then on another play, he's just going to look absolutely shitty. But yeah. And same with Jameis. Honestly, same with Jameis. On one play, he can look phenomenal, then the next play, he just looks like, what are you doing?
That's all I got for this game. This game should be fun, in my opinion. Give me Jameis.
Give me the Saints. I think they continue to do what they've been doing. I think this could potentially be a high-scoring game, but I'm taking the Saints.
Hey, speaking of the Saints, diehard fan, threatened my livelihood if I didn't wear a jersey today. He scared me, so I had to extradite this jersey. Yeah. Damn. He said if I didn't wear a jersey, he was going to crash out. So I felt threatened. I had to make sure that this got here. I had to go threaten the UPS guy, and they made it work. So,
all right, we got.
I live to see another day.
We got the 4-6 Colts heading to MetLife to play the 3-7 New York Jets. I know you wanted to talk about this game, a certain aspect of this game. So go ahead.
I believe wholeheartedly that Shane Steichen is a good football coach. I believe he was forced by their owner Jim Irsay to start Joe Flacco. I think that he said, fuck what you're talking about. This isn't working. Anthony Richardson is 3-2 as the starting quarterback, and it's a 4-6 team. They're going back to AR, which is just so stupid. You suck with. It's a garbage can of an organization, in my opinion. I don't even have to say in my opinion. It's a garbage can of an organization. I love Anthony Richardson. I'm glad they're going back to him. Hopefully, we see the little rejuvenation like we did with Bryce Young. That's all I got to say. I got the Colts.
And this is not because I wanted Joe Flacco to be the starter or anything, but since you went with Flacco, You can't just turn around and just Joe Flacco plays like shit and then go back to Anthony Richardson. That's just not gonna help his development. You switched back to Flacco. You just gotta ride that out. You can't just say, "Oh, Flacco, you were shit. Anthony Richardson, bring your ass back up here. You're a quarterback again." You just cannot play with your young quarterback like that because that's gonna throw off his psyche, thinking like, "Am I doing something wrong? Do I have to do this? What do I need to do to prove myself?" And he's just gonna be all over the place. So I hated them going to Flacco in the first place, but now you just look like a complete jackass going back to Anthony Richardson. You got Anthony Richardson looking like an idiot. He's just on the bench one week, then he's back in. Now, what if Anthony Richardson is asked again? Do you go back to Flacco? What are you doing here? You're playing hot potato at quarterback. I think this is just awful. Anthony Richardson is your guy. You stick with him for the rest of the season. He should be your guy coming into next year because he hasn't played many games. So he is your guy. Enough with Joe Flacco. He should only be in if Anthony Richardson gets hurt or if he checks himself out of a game because he's tired. But yeah, I don't have much to say here.
We're not gonna talk about that play like he was a bozo for that, because the play before he trucked the damn D tackle, man. I don't blame him. Yeah, hey coach, can we call a run play? I'm a little gassed.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? Run over to the sideline, coach, or even just one of these. Just one of these. Just one of these, and you're good.
Hey, bro, he was EP. You can't blame him. You can't blame him.
But I'm gonna take the Colts here. Like I said, Jonathan Taylor with Anthony Richardson is going to be a lot better. The running game is going to be a lot more open for him. There's going to be a bunch more lanes now that you have to account for Anthony Richardson pulling the ball and taking off. So I'm going to take the Colts here. Jonathan Taylor should have himself a big game, like you said in your bold predictions. And the Jets are going to continue to be a dumpster fire.
7-2 Vikings at the 2-7 Titans.
You got the Colts there as well?
Yeah, I said I had the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Shout out Vontae.
Tighten up.
Yep. I got. Hell no. Give me the Vikings.
Absolutely.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Give me the Vikings. Boy, Sam Darnold, man.
Use this as a bounce back, Sam. If you look bad,
please, I'm watching.
If you look bad, I might have to be on your ass.
Because you won last week, but you didn't look great. So, win this game convincingly. Have yourself a good game. Look like that early season form.
Don't understatement him. They won last week, but he looked like a absolute bum.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. He looked like a bum last week. So win this game convincingly and get back to the early season Sam Darnold, the MVP Sam Darnold. Moving on.
Don't do that.
The MVP
he was in the talks.
Sam Darnold.
No. He was in the talks.
Moving on. The Green Bay Packers head to Chicago to play the Bears. Man,
this is a game that 4 weeks ago
would have been at the
exciting.
top of my list. At the top of my list of games to watch. But what I've seen from the Bears as of late, man, this puts no confidence in me that they're going to win this game. I think. What's that?
Tuesday, Shane Waldron gets fired.
Oh my, yes.
Big news.
Yes.
That offense needed a shakeup so bad.
Absolutely.
And they give the job to Thomas Brown. He's their new OC. He was the OC last year for the Panthers, which probably not the best. They put up 30 points on the Packers, I want to say, last year, but then that was like 6-9 to end the season.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. He's been the QB coach for the Bears this season, which also isn't impressive to me because Caleb Williams has been in complete turmoil. Yeah. But he's a QB coach and he played running back in the NFL, so his story's not matching up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can get worse than Shane Waldron, so good luck to the guy.
Yeah, I think I'm still, like we talked about it, coaches getting fired and they rally behind the new guy, but I think I'm still going to take the Packers here. I just cannot take the Bears from after what I've seen from them these past few weeks. Because if you would ask me early in the season, I'd probably take the Bears here. Go ahead.
Sorry. One last thing about the position. They could have brought in Cliff Kingsbury last season and chose not to. Mm-hmm. They chose Shane Waldron over Cliff Kingsbury when Cliff Kingsbury was an assistant on the offense for USC with Caleb Williams.
Yep. I think that could be a thing.
Packers.
If Matt Eberflus gets fired, I think Cliff Kingsbury could be one of the candidates to take the job. That's obviously, I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. But yeah, I think I'm going to take the Packers here. The offensive line and Caleb haven't looked great together these past few weeks. Caleb has been holding on to the ball too long, and the offensive line hasn't done many favors either. They've been just letting free rushers through every play, it seems like. I just hope to see Caleb and his receivers get on the same page and really get in sync finally, because him and DJ Moore have had maybe a couple.
Bro,
There's a couple.
DJ Moore.
There's a couple
Pick
times where it
it
looks like
up, bro.
they're finally getting it, but then it just all comes crashing back down, and they're just back at square one. So I hope to see them, build some things, but I'm going to take the Packers here, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers continue to do what they've been doing all season and cause a couple of turnovers, and it's just over. But Jordan Love has to protect the ball, because this Bears defense will if Jordan Love gives them the opportunity, this Bears defense will take advantage of it. So if the Bears win, it's going to be because of their defense and Jordan Love making too many boneheaded plays.
Speaking of this Bears defense, Jaquan Brisker got put on IR today for a concussion that he suffered in Week 5. He's still in concussion protocol. That shit ain't funny, man. That's just scary.
Yeah.
Concussion protocol from Week 5? It's Week 11. And he's going on IR now, so 10 weeks because of a concussion. I don't know what's going on there, but prayers up to the dog. I believe he's the best player on that defense. There was something... Oh, DJ Moore. This isn't the first time we've seen DJ Moore on a bad team, so I don't understand why he seems so checked out. He came there from the Panthers, who were god-awful. I believe he was with Cam his last couple years, and then he had Kyle Allen, who was bad, and he suffered through these bad teams, and he wanted to stay in Carolina. He didn't want to be traded, and then he gets traded, and the Bears were bad last year. So I don't understand why Justin was his guy, and I get when you openly say you want to keep your guy, then move on from him anyway, kind of as a kick in the nuts to you, but you can't give up on your team like he is right now. It's kind of sad to see.
It's one thing to talk to your guys in the locker room and show this in the locker room, but he's showing it in the middle of games. He's throwing his helmet down. Even when he's on the field, you can see it. He's walking off the field, face all angry. He's helmet in his hands. The body language is just terrible right now. Even if you're not gonna put up those numbers that we know you can, just show like you care and you're rooting for the other guys to do something. And I know you're not getting the production you want, but just you can show that in different ways. You can have a one-on-one with Caleb. You can spend some extra time with him after practice. You can talk to your coach, your new OC, and get things going. Ask for a couple more plays your way. But yeah, we can move on to the
2-8 Jaguars at the 8-1 Lions. My only thing is, are we sticking with Doug Peterson for the rest of the season?
I think so. At this point, you may as well. Like you didn't
give me the Lions.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Lions.
I got nothing else to say.
Jared Goff, go have yourself a game, man. Bounce back after 5 interceptions.
Nah, play bad again.
Moving on to the Rams and the New England Patriots. We can make this one pretty short as well. The Rams just haven't looked as great as I thought they would. After getting their guys back, they haven't. I thought they would. They had that one win, and they're like, okay, maybe they shouldn't blow it up. Maybe they shouldn't trade their guys. Just keep this, and maybe you can win the NFC West. But I just don't know. I haven't liked what I've seen from them as late. And as for respected as Matthew Stafford is, he hasn't been phenomenal. So I think I'm gonna take the Patriots here. Shout out to you, Plug. I'm gonna take the Patriots here. Drake May has looked great, and I'm gonna take Drake May to win this game for the Patriots and continue to develop and look how he's been looking in his young career against a defense that is not very good. Jared Verse will probably get after him. But I think, this defense isn't good enough to hold Drake May. And whereas the Patriots defense, I think, is solid enough to do things against the Rams.
You're saying Matt Stafford's not the phenomenal one?
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he's...
You said he's not going to hit a Styles clash?
Matthew Stafford...
Hey, so earlier in the year, right, we had the Ev Bowl where it was Dev versus Kev's team. Mm-hmm. Last week we had Joe versus Darko. Mm-hmm. This week got my boys. We got Ant versus Plug.
Yeah.
And I'm rocking with Ant. Give me the Rams. Give me Cooper Kupp. Give me Booper Bupp. Jared verse. Though it's gonna be an absolutely horrific game, but the outcome of it can make some stuff intriguing. Because if the Rams win, they're kind of back in the conversations of the NFC West, even though the Cardinals are just better. And if the Patriots win and Drake May looks good, he kind of gets up in the conversations of that rookie race.
And one of my overreactions earlier this season was Drake May would finish top 3. And if he continues this, it wouldn't be crazy for him. It wouldn't be crazy for him to be top 3, but we can move on. I got the Patriots, you got the Rams. Man, but
I got the Ravens. Let's move on.
A contender for game of the week. The winner of this game will be the leader of the NFC not the NFC, the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens head to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers at 7-3. The Steelers at 7-2. Man, I've been saying it for a couple of weeks. I even texted Dark. I was like, am I low key becoming a Steelers supporter? I said it. I commented on the last episode. I'm taking the Steelers here, man. I love the vibes. I love the energy that the Steelers are like exuding right now. Russell Wilson doing his little
dance. And Russell Wilson gets sacked for a 7th time today.
Russell Wilson doing his dance after drawing them off sides last week. I'm taking the Steelers here. TJ Watt is going to have himself a game. This defense is going to get after Lamar Jackson. And we know this offensive line has been an issue at times in the season for the Ravens. So I wouldn't be surprised if TJ Watt...
Do you know if we got an update about Alex Highsmith?
I don't know. That's why I didn't mention him, because I know he was hurt. So I didn't mention him. I was going to say TJ and Alex, but I know Alex Smith. Holy shit. Alex Highsmith.
I know he not playing.
Had gotten hurt. So I didn't
Alex Highsmith to miss showdown with Ravens because of ankle.
Okay. But yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers here because, like I said, this Ravens offensive line has been an issue at times. So I think they'll be able to get after the Ravens in the pass rushing game and win the battle of the trenches. And I think they're not going to stop Derrick Henry, but I think they should do a solid job at containing Derrick Henry to where he's not going to break off for those 60-yard runs against the Steelers teams. And I'm saying that, and he's going to start the game like he did against Buffalo and break it off 80 yards to the crib. But I'm going to take the Steelers here. And how bad this Ravens secondary has looked, this is a blessing for the Steelers because they don't have the greatest weapons, but they have George Pickens who can go down there and catch a deep ball. And this guy's sending me stuff on Twitter in the middle of the show. But they have Mike Williams who caught a touchdown on a deep ball last game. They have George Pickens. We know what he can do, and Russell Wilson can air it out like one of the best. Holy shit, Russell Wilson can air it out. Like one of the best.
You're talking like Brady today, man.
I'm taking the Steelers here to win this game. I said it.
And you're wrong.
I said it. The Steelers always beat the Ravens at least once, and this year they're doing it twice because the Pittsburgh Steelers are winning the AFC North. Go ahead.
$20.
So what other bets do we have? We have the Ravens and Niners who will go further. And is this going to be our only other bet? I'll take it. Give me the Steelers to win the North. Let's get it. So we have 20 on who goes further, Ravens or Niners in the playoffs, and then we have who's gonna win the AFC North, the Ravens or the Steelers. Bet.
We also got the Heat Celtics bet,
but that shit don't matter. The Heat are some ass. You can have Tyler Hero drop it.
Give me 20 seconds. Give me 20 seconds.
Go ahead.
Tyler Hero deserves the world, bro. This team is so bad. Every time I tune in, it's like, okay, what can Tyler do today? Because Bam's not showing up, and you got Kentrell Beecham mentioned him, Haywood Highsmith in our best player conversation. Mm-hmm. That's embarrassing.
Absolutely.
And then Nikola Jovic bust his nose last game, and his nose so damn big, I don't know if they're going to be able to find a new mask for him so he can play tomorrow. It's a hard watch, dude. You get the... Eric Spoelstra is a top 3 coach all time. Top 5 coach all time. Let me not get too ahead of myself. But he's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And to call a timeout when you don't have one to lose the game. And on top of that, he calls timeout like 7 times. And then he looks and is like, oh no. And he just gets back and is standing there like, what's going on here? I didn't do anything. It's like Spo. And then he goes into an interview and is crying, like apologizing for his actions. He's 17th season. A game in November means that much to him. And Bam just don't care. We can move on. Give me the Ravens.
Cheeks. Go ahead.
Give me the Ravens because Lamar Jackson's the best football player in the world. Derrick Henry's the best running back in the world. And that's all you need to win games. 4 and 5 Seahawks at the 5
that's all
and
you gotta
4
say
49ers.
About them. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure this matchup will be a 35-minute segment like usual.
Go ahead, have your segment about the Niners. Go, keep talking.
As I said, if the Rams win and then the Seahawks can pull this game out, all 3 of those teams would be 5 and 5. Unfortunately, I don't believe it happens because Geno has had to be perfect for the Rams or for the Seahawks to pull off games. And the Niners defense is going to be really hard to play perfect against. because you have Nick Bosa. As controversial as he's been lately, he's still a Buckeye, so I still love him.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that team in California.
Mm-hmm. I just want to read off. So Brock Purdy has never lost to the Seahawks in his career. This season was his only losses to the division this season. I just want to read off his stats against the Seahawks. Go hide if you want. Brock Purdy against the Seahawks in 5 games. 12 total touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 118 passer rating, 1,381 passing yards in 5 games against the Seahawks. So I'm not worried about this game at all. I'm saying this now, but the Seahawks going to come out and bust our ass. Be as uninterested as you want. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to talk about my team, man. The Niners, I think, are gonna win this game. We got CMC back last week. We're getting healthier. We got Jawan back last week as well. Dre Greenlaw should be back in the next coming weeks. Deommodore Lenoir just got paid. I'm not sure if we're gonna. I didn't mention it last episode, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have Jarvarius Ward. His daughter passed away a couple of weeks ago. He was in Dallas for the funeral, so I don't know if he's gonna be back yet. But whenever he gets back, take your time, Mooney. No one's rushing you, But yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Niners here. We've said it all season, and he's over there dying. If Geno isn't perfect, Seahawks don't win, and I think Geno's gonna be far from perfect this Sunday. Give me the Niners to continue rolling and to continue to get back right against the Seahawks.
No way! They're both off now. Are we serious? And I don't got nothing to. Jawan Jennings is a dog, bro. I don't know where he just decided to be amazing this year. I don't know why he didn't decide to do it sooner. But
there's always been guys in front of him. There's always been Debo, awesome. Brandon Ayuk, CMC. Now those guys are gone, and now he's showing what he can do. He's always been third and Jawan.
No, they're not. Debo's still there.
Well, CMC had been gone the entirety of the season. BA wasn't involved much in the passing game and tore his ACL earlier in the season, so we needed him to step up.
Debo just sucks.
He doesn't suck. He's just not what he once was. And George Kittle's going to be George Kittle. He'll probably have another touchdown. Let's move on.
George is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Everyone except you, Kittle. That's wrong.
Let's move on, because he's over here talking about fucking commercials and shit with let's move on, man. 2 teams that I was really disappointed in that they lost last week. The Atlanta Falcons head to Denver to play the Broncos at 6-4. The Broncos at 5-5. I really don't know who I want to pick here, because these are 2 teams I want to see win. I want to see Kirk Cousins win, and I want to see the Broncos win. But man, I think I'm gonna lean Falcons. Because the Broncos was a nice story. The Broncos was a nice story early on. Bo Nix has been playing better and better and better, I will say. And he'll have his opportunities against a Falcons defense who has been letting the offense down at times this season. But I'm going to take the Falcons here. That Broncos defense can be tough, but I'm going to take the Falcons. I just think they're more talented, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Bijan Robinson has been phenomenal the past 5 or 6 weeks. It's been more of him and less of Tyler Algier, which had always been. Kyle Pitts, I'm looking at you to have yourself a pretty solid game, please. And Kirk Cousins to look back to what he was prior to last week. Go ahead.
These might just dead ass be my 2 least favorite quarterbacks in football.
This guy said he didn't hate Kirk Cousins. He just hated Kirk Cousins on his team. Now it's your least favorite quarterback in the NFL.
I don't hate Kirk Cousins anymore. I just hated him on the Vikings. I like Kirk O'Chains. I like the swag surf shit, but I mean, I don't really like how boring the Falcons' offense has been.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't hate players like you do,
bro. So you got the Falcons. We can move on, bro.
I got the Broncos.
Oh, you got the Broncos. Okay. Moving on
to that boy from Oregon,
to another contender. Bo Nix. Moving on to another contender for game of the week. The undefeated Chiefs head to Buffalo to play the 8-2 Bills.
I think this is easily game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I think these are 2 of the top 2 quarterbacks. I think this is number 2 and number 3. I think this is number 2 and number 3 in the league at quarterbacks. And they both have very mediocre offenses that they've just been having to try to work with. And it's an 8-2 team versus a 9-0 team. And unfortunately, for the guy I like more than Josh Allen, who is dating Haley Steinfeld, lucky-ass guy, I have to root against you because I know you've seen the narratives on social media, and I am so behind them that the Chiefs get their first loss to Bryce Young.
Shut the fuck up. I'm taking the Bills here to get because the Panthers aren't beating the fucking Chiefs, man. The team to upset them was the Broncos last week. Now is at this point it's just gonna be a good team. So I'm taking the Bills here to give the Chiefs their first loss. Josh Allen, when he's needed to, has been Superman for this team and just has done whatever they've needed him to. They're 8-2 with the supporting cast that is not very great. But aside from James Cook has been playing phenomenal all season. So this could be a game where James Cook can do his thing, especially in that, like I mentioned with the other teams, in that short passing game, 2 yards out or something like that. But he can also get it done on the ground. I think Josh Allen will probably have to do a lot on the ground as well. But I'm going to take the Bills here to hand the Chiefs their first loss. This Chiefs team just can't keep getting away with this. And now you're playing a team like the Bills.
I think Keon Coleman is still out as well.
So I'm going to take the Bills here because Josh Allen, for some reason, had Mac Hollins looking great last week. So I'm going to take Josh Allen and the Bills here to hand the Chiefs their first loss of the season. Please, Buffalo.
I don't think the devil magic wears off yet.
I think it does. More week. I think that was the last of it. We saw last week because blocking a field goal to win the game.
If the Carolina Panthers beat the Chiefs, I will instantly order the Bryce Young jersey.
Moving on to Sunday Night Football, my game of the week. The Cincinnati Bengals at 4-6 head to LA. They should go back to San Diego to play the 6-3 Chargers. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
This is one of my favorite guys. I guess one of your favorite guys. Give me my guy. He desperately needs the win.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers, as great as they've looked, I can't think of their defensive coordinator's getting named. The guy they brought from Minter, I think it's Jesse Minter from Michigan, has been awesome over there. Greg Roman's been great with the offense. Jim Harbaugh, as an Ohio State guy, it sucks to say that he's just an incredible coach.
I miss him.
Give me Joe Burrow.
I think I'm easily taking the Chargers here because I mentioned it earlier. If this game, the only chance that the Bengals have is if this game becomes a shootout. If this is any type of a close game where it depends on a long drive, they are cooked because the Chargers can, just say, fuck it. We're just going to run the ball 15 times down your throat, get down the field, run the clock. In this game, you're going to have, come on. And you're going to have 4 possessions in this game. The time of possession is going to be in our favor heavily. But this is also be a game where Justin Herbert, we've seen him week by week be more and more productive, more and more like the focal point of the offense. So if it comes to that, I do believe in Justin Herbert to do that as well. But the Bengals can't stop the run to save their life. And that's what the Chargers do. I know the past weeks they've been relying more and more on Justin. Greg Roman said he wants Justin to be more of the guy on offense. But this is a week where you go back to what you were in the early portion of the season and you say we're running the ball 40 times this game because the Bengals can't stop anything. So I'm looking for Gus and JK to have big games, and I'm looking for Justin Herbert to get outside the pocket, play action, bootleg, roll out, and make plays outside the pocket because the Bengals are not going to be able to stop them at all, especially the run game. So this is going to be a game that's won in the trenches, I think. And they're just going to be dominated by time of possession, and they're just going to run the ball and run it out on the Bengals.
I think this is a game that the Bengals desperately have to win. So I can't pick against them because I want them to make the playoffs still. I find it so hard to root against Joe Burrow.
Because if they get into the playoffs, they can beat anybody on any given Sunday. They can beat anybody. But they just have to get in, and I just don't know if they will.
It's hard to beat a 22-man team when your team's made of 2 guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Final game, weak-ass game. The 6-4 Texans go over to Dallas to play the 3-6 Cowboys on Monday Night Football. The schedule committee or the schedule creators or the NFL was not ready for the Dallas Cowboys to be bad because we continue to get them on prime time. We continue to get them on games that can't be flexed out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just terrible. We for anybody that doesn't know, we record our videos right after Monday Night Football, so we're usually decently locked in, even if you're at work. I know you didn't watch much of last week, but this game Just go ahead and lock in on work, man. This shit's gonna be terrible.
It should be the Texans winning. I'm taking the Texans winning, but if this game is close, even if the Texans win and this game is close, it comes down to the wire. I'm on the Texans' ass. I'm on the Texans' ass because this should not be a close game. This defense you should be able to pick apart, and that offense, we saw what they were last week. They weren't able to do much of anything. Both quarterbacks did not look good, so the Texans should run away with this game early. CJ Stroud should probably have his best game of the season. And yeah, I'm taking the Texans here. Not much to say if they make this game close.
Mike McCarthy, it only took him 11 weeks to finally say, we're done with the committee. We're going to give our better running back the whole role of RB1. Mm-hmm. Shout out Rico Dowdle. He's not a star, but he's better than Ezekiel Elliott.
Thank you, man. And I know that hurts you to say, but thank you, man. That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
But, teams we won't get to see this week, unfortunately, my Arizona Cardinals, my Carolina Panthers, and then your New York Giants, and then Baker Mayfield's Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. But we can get into what the bulk of this episode was supposed to be. We're already at nearly an hour, and we haven't gotten there yet. But
it's perfect.
Yeah. The draft. So as I mentioned earlier, how it's gonna work is we're each gonna draft a team. We're gonna tally up their wins by the. So this will something we'll come back to at the end of the season. We're gonna tally up their wins at the end of the season and see who came out with more wins. And the loser will be. Well, if I lose, I don't give Smallz anything. If I win, Smallz will be handing me over $100. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work. We're each gonna draft teams. We're gonna do serpentine. So it's gonna be one, then back to back, then back to back, then back to back.
Heads or tails?
Give me tails.
I get first pick.
Boy, what the fuck? He just writing down heads or tails, and that's how it's decided. You know, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, it don't matter too much. It's a two-man draft.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
I'm assuming I picked my favorite team, and then rightfully so, you should pick your favorite team. So, give me the Baltimore Ravens.
I definitely won't be taking the Ravens. I'm taking the obvious 101. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't know why that's obvious when the Ravens are winning the Super Bowl this year.
And then I got back to back. I think the draft is legitimately over. Give me the I said Eagles are the team to beat earlier, but nah, man. Detroit just has some. Man. Detroit just has a bunch of games that I can just see them pulling out, and they've looked very good. But
what shall he do?
Because the Eagles got the Rams, Panthers, Cowboys, Giants.
Come on, man. Damn.
Give me the Lions, man. Give me the Chiefs and Lions. They were my Super Bowl pick. They were my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the season. Give me the Chiefs and Lions. Those are my first two picks. Go ahead.
No fun as usual.
Man, so I'm starting with the Chiefs and Lions.
So if I don't pick the Eagles, you immediately take them, I'm assuming.
That's not what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know what's going to be left. We'll see. We'll see.
That is what you're saying.
We'll see. That's not what I'm saying. We'll see. We'll see what's left on the board. Oh, and then, by the way, I don't know if you said this. We're doing eight teams. 8 teams. Go ahead.
Give me the Eagles.
Okay. Fuck.
Give me the Minnesota Vikings.
That is an awful pick not because I just think they're shit. I wouldn't have taken them, so I think you could have waited on them.
That's cool. I know who I want.
You're right. Okay, so I have the Chiefs and Lions. You have the Ravens, Eagles, and Vikings. So give me, I think the obvious pick here. Give me Buffalo. And I'm really down to 2 teams here.
Take the Browns.
But man, because I really got to look at their upcoming schedule too, because that matters. I can't just take a team because they've been good up to this point. Their upcoming schedule matters. But give me the Niners. Give me the Niners.
I wasn't. They could have been there with my last pick, and I wasn't taking.
I take the Bills and Niners. Go ahead, man.
Give me CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans.
I don't like that pick at all. But go ahead.
That's okay. Mm-hmm. And then give me.
Don't say him. Don't say him. Don't say him. Don't say him. Come on, man. Clock's ticking like you told me, man. Come on. Come on,
See,
man. Where's the shot clock?
I don't know. I'm about to. You just took 27 minutes. I'm between two.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would take the one. I don't think you would take the other.
Mm-hmm.
Who did I just take? The Texans.
Are you playing defense here and you're stopping me from taking my team, or you just
give me Washington?
Okay, that's not who I was gonna take. I'm glad you took them because I really wanted to. I've been saying that I've been rooting for them. Give me the Steelers here. Give me the Steelers. As I said they were winning the division, so it only makes sense I picked them. So give me the Steelers. And then
I figured you would pick them. Their finishing schedule is just very hard.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. That's why I didn't take them in the last round. I took the Niners. But I wanted the Steelers regardless, so absolutely that definitely played into why I hesitated on taking them for a second. So yeah, give me the Steelers, and then
respectfully, you're bogus if you don't take Justin Herbert.
Am I?
I mean, as his super fan,
they just got some quality opponents, man. They got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Broncos. That's tough. That's tough, man. And, I just because I love people, that doesn't mean I gotta take them, man. But give me, fuck, man, fuck. I'm sorry. I just got on your ass, but fuck.
Yeah, I'm here waiting patiently, and you sticking, man.
I don't think you'll take this team, so I'm gonna cross them off for now. Give me. Fuck. Give me the Green Bay Packers.
Gimme.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Arizona Cardinals. Okay. You know, we are doing a podcast, so you don't maybe speak, but you know. The Cardinals, and you got one more pick.
Give me the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be my 7th pick, so I get the last one.
Yep. Today.
Bro.
Today.
You can't be doing that when you literally just took an hour.
Can you talk us through it? Tell us what teams you're looking at.
No, because I still have another pick.
Oh my goodness. Today.
Shut the fuck up.
You just want us to sit here.
So the Falcons are still available.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. My last two are both gonna be some swingers.
Mm-hmm.
I wish my jersey was more acceptable. I'd throw it on for this pick.
Who are you gonna take?
Who do you think I'm taking?
The Bengals.
Who do you think I'm taking?
Bengals.
Damn, I wasn't even thinking about that. It'd be bogus of me to steal them now. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna let you get them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I wasn't even thinking about them. And I got their schedule green too. It's a good schedule for them to end with. Oh man. Oh, I'm bogus.
Go ahead.
I can't do that though. Give me the Dolphins.
That's not a bad pick at all, especially that it's being your last pick. If you look at the record,
it's not my last pick.
Oh no, you're not. You're like one of your last pick, but I was gonna pick them as well. But you see, they're 3-6. You're like, oh shit, they just crossed them off immediately. But they got back healthy. They have a favorable schedule towards the end of the season, so I was honestly thinking about them as well. But I think the pick here for my last pick, it has to be just one of these teams that can just get red hot towards the end of the season, like you kind of did with the Dolphins. So I have to take the Bengals here. The Bengals, the Chargers, and the Falcons.
You got one more.
I have one more?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm at. Oh shit! Okay, but yeah, like I said, I'm taking the Bengals here easily because they're a team that it might come back to bite me in the ass. Because they may just continue to lose these games. But they're a team that if they can get to where we all know they can be, this is the team that can win it all for me. So I'm taking the Bengals here, especially if they get into the playoffs. We just said it, they can beat anybody. And now it comes down to the Chargers, which you mentioned earlier, and you also mentioned the Falcons. These were the two teams I was looking at, and the Falcons was the team I said I'm not going to draft them because they're probably not going to take them. but it's the Falcons and the Chargers. There's two guys that I love, Kirk Cousins and Justin Herbert, but I'm gonna roll with my second team in the Los Angeles Chargers.
Can I give you?
Oh,
okay. Never mind. You already. They both have hard schedules. So
yeah, no. I was looking at it. Yeah, the Chargers have a tough schedule, but I just gotta roll with them. They're my guys. I gotta take them. So give me the Chargers. I'm finishing off with the Bengals and the Chargers.
We talked a lot of shit about them the last several weeks. My final pick.
The Colts. I like it.
Give me my dog. Give me AR-15.
I like it because he could get
Colts.
back. He could get back in and be like, you know what, this my shit. I'm gonna show why I should have been starting. And especially if the Texans continue to look how they've been looking, the Colts can fuck around and make this division competitive. Because they're 4-6. If they win this week and the Texans lose this week, they're one game back of them. But they had already lost twice to them. But they would be one game back of them. So who knows? Anything could happen. But yeah, so my teams ended up being the Chiefs, Lions. I think I won the draft already. My first three were Chiefs, Lions, and Bills. I think I won the draft already right there. The Niners, Steelers, Packers, Bengals as my second last pick, I think is the best value in the draft. And then I closed out with the Chargers.
I didn't even see the Bengals, man. I had them at the top with the Steelers and the Browns, and I just overlooked them completely. Unfortunately for you, I took a little bit of a cheat code because I already got one up on you because this is from week 10 on, and I got the Eagles who already got a win. I got the Ravens, the Eagles, the Vikings, the Texans, Commanders, Cardinals, Dolphins, Colts.
Colts. Yeah. I really think the Vikings was your worst pick. I really think that was a very bad pick. I honestly do. So I just, not even because I'm messing around and saying I wouldn't have taken them, but I honestly think they would have been there. And for you to take them at your 3, I think there just were some better options. I would have taken the Niners over them. I think I would have taken the Steelers over them just because of how the Packers over them. I honestly would have took just because how they looked of late. And they're in a division.
The Vikings have a very easy schedule to finish the season. The Niners, Packers, and Steelers all have tough.
Absolutely. But how the Vikings have looked as of late, I don't know if that's the greatest pick with especially how Kirk Cousins has looked. There are definitely some losable games in this as well. They have the Lions, the Packers, the Cardinals, your Cardinals. They have the Bears, depending on how they have the Bears twice, depending on how they look. That could be decent. They have the Falcons as well. So if Kirk, okay, you're just gonna say every game's a win, but.
The Cardinals might be a loss.
If Sam Darnold continues to not even gets worse, but just looks like what he's looked like the past couple of weeks, there are definitely some losable games in there. I just don't like the value of where you took them. But overall, I think it's
fine.
Yeah, no, it's your team.
My picks.
Your draft.
I think you got better teams on your side. I think I have some more favorable matchups. Plus, I just even in fantasy football, I refuse to take guys I don't like. And if you look through my roster, I don't really love the Dolphins, but I think that the Dolphins are going to bounce back. But all other 7 teams I have, I love.
Yeah, and I definitely got some teams I've been rooting for, like the Niners, obviously the Steelers, the Chargers. So yeah, but I think overall it was still pretty decent. But as always, we gotta do our fantasy 4-man before we get out of here. I forgot to set up the wheel before, so go talk to the people for a couple of seconds while I set this up, please.
Bro, you are bogus. For anybody, we mentioned it in the start. We posted TikTok and we posted the YouTube Shorts. Once we finish filming today, we're gonna do a little not segment, but we're gonna post 2 videos that are short exclusive. So it'll be odd man out.
Right,
I'm gonna give them 5 players.
I set it up. You can shut up.
It'll be 5 players. 4 have something in common. The 5th has something that doesn't fit in with the group. It's odd man out. It'll be. Tune in. Leave us a like and comment there as well.
All right, bet. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm never sure who had the first pick in the prior week. You did, so I'll start this week. We could spin it.
Bro, 101 last draft was Bryce Young.
Holy shit. I'm landing
we never mentioned it. You busted my ass last week because I had some fun and you didn't.
That's what I do. That ain't nothing new, man. I've been here before.
I'm still up on you 5-3.
But I'm starting off. I was this close to the NFC West, but I'm starting off with the NFC East, and that is shitty. That is absolutely shitty because the 2 best teams in the division played tonight. Oh man. So I got the Cowboys and I got the Giants. No, the Giants are on a bye. So I got the Cowboys. That is
Uh-oh. Live
that
on
is
the pod.
awful. That is awful. I guess I'm just gonna.
Oh, he bumped his head. He said Alvin Kamara and Brian Thomas for Saquon. Bumped his head.
What happened? What happened? Who sent you a trade?
D Mills offered me Alvin Kamara and Brian Thomas for Saquon.
Saquon Barkley, yeah, especially after. Did you watch tonight or? But clearly I'm gonna take CeeDee Lamb here. There's just no other option for me to take. I'm gonna take CeeDee Lamb.
I mean, you could have had some fun with it and gone with the Giants
Trey
and
Lance
gone with Tyrone Tracy,
right.
but
yeah, definitely. Spinning for you, you're landing, and of course, you get the NFC West.
What do you mean, of course?
Like I wanted them.
I don't know why you would want them. The best team is on a bye.
Oh my goodness.
So who's on a bye this week?
Cardinals,
Panthers, Giants, Bucks.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Panthers, Giants, Bucks. So I could go Booper Buck. Mm-hmm. I could go that white boy.
Mm-hmm.
I could go Kenny Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Protege of my favorite football player of all time, Adrian Peterson.
Mm-hmm. Today.
I think it'd be fun to beat you with your guy, so I'm gonna take Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I thought you were gonna take Brock, but that's fine too. So we start with CD.
Brock got paid last week, so I couldn't pick Brock. Plus, he could be the last quarterback on earth, and I still wouldn't take him.
I'm tweaking. I put the NFC East on here twice, bro. I just landed on the NFC East again. This was supposed to. No, I'm tripping. This is supposed to be the NFC.
So when I was talking about the odd man out, and you told me to shut up because you were done, you were actually not done. So you was just being a dickhead for no reason.
Yes, sir. So I land on the NFC South. Sorry. The NFC South. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. Like you said,
you're just changing stuff.
The Bucks are on a bye. The Saints play the Browns. Panthers are on a bye. So I'm clearly gonna take a Falcon here. Give me Bijan Robinson.
Damn, I thought you took him last week.
No,
you took him the week before. You've now had Bijan as many times as I had Brock Bowers.
Shut it.
You can't mock me when you was on my ass for Brock Bowers. When now it's the same.
And you're landing on the AFC West.
And give me Brock Bowers, bitch.
Wow. Spinning it for myself, I'm landing on the closing out the NFC North. I'm landing on the closing out the NFC. I'm landing on the NFC North. I got the Lions against the Jags. I got the Bears and Packers playing each other, and then the Vikings playing the Titans. So I need a quarterback and a tight end. Give me my tight end here. Give me Sam Laporta.
And AFC North still available.
AFC East, North, and South. And you're landing on the AFC East.
Oh, man.
What you got left over
there? I need a quarterback receiver.
All right.
So I could go Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of be screwed if I don't get the no, I could go Josh Allen and take whatever receiver, or I could wait for Lamar, and if I don't get the North, be screwed with C.J. Stroud.
You could take Zay Flowers, or you're in the AFC East. You could take you can take Josh Allen.
You don't be locked in, bro.
That's what I'm trying. You can take Josh Allen here. Then if you get the North, you could take Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers.
And what does Zay Flowers have to do with Lamar?
No, but I'm saying you can take the quarterback here. Josh Allen.
I want Lamar. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh,
I'm not listening.
We've done this shit like 8 weeks. You probably take a Lamar 7 of these fucking weeks, man. Enough. You think you take Bryce Young 1 week, you can go back to your old fucking team that you had from week 1 to week 8. Be different.
Give me G5.
Garrett Wilson. All right. Down to the AFC North and the AFC South. I'm definitely hoping for the North.
Rig it for himself.
And I'm landing bro, like please don't take Lamar Jackson. I'm landing on the AFC South, bro. Come on. Don't be on that shit and just take Lamar. I'm landing on the AFC South. So
I'll write it down.
That's crazy. I got the Texans, I got the Colts, I got the Jags and the Titans. Ugh, what do I have left? Just quarterback, right? So I
Will
got
Levis,
Mac
Mac
Jones,
Jones.
Will Levis, CJ Stroud, and AR.
I mean, there's a
Fuck it.
clear option.
Give me Anthony Richardson. Give me Anthony Richardson, man. Give me Anthony Richardson. Fuck it. And you already
Final
wrote
pick
down
of the
Lamar
draft. I
Jackson.
got Lamar Jackson.
Like, bro, that shit is ridiculous. So go ahead and read out the teams.
I got Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Garrett Wilson, and Brock Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
You have Anthony Richardson, Bijan Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, and Sam Laporta.
I think I win here. Again. But I think that's a great place for us to call it. We're at the hour 16. Dang, we didn't do that long. We didn't do that fucking, what you calls them, for that long, did we? Picking our teams.
The draft wasn't very long.
No. But yeah, unless you got anything else you wanted to add, I think that's it for us.
I mean, we could have drafted and talked about the teams more and done it that way, but we kind of.
But yeah.
Oh, well, we just kind of drafted and moved on with it. And I think this was a great episode, though. We talked about some pizza early on. We talked about our pick'ems. We had our draft where I'm clearly going to win again. We told them to tune in to the Odd Man Out tonight or tomorrow, whenever the hell this gets posted.
Who you playing fantasy this week? You know? In our league.
I got to buy, bro. I got to buy.
Oh, you got Brizzy? Or not Brizzy. What's his name? Grimy. You got Grimy this week? Who you got? You got Dart? Plug? Ant? Suge? I feel like y'all just played each other, but damn, you got Suge. Yeah, Suge, he's just coming off a week where he
Suge.
He's coming off a week where he put up like 50-some points or something like that. So yeah, it's like you definitely got to buy. And I think you're still number one in the league, right?
Well, I think I fell to 2 actually.
Some bullshit.
I think slipped past me in points.
2. Oh, but you had Terry play tonight, and he only had 2 points. But you're still projected. You're still projected to win because Suge isn't even projected to get 100 points. He's projected to get 98 because this team is piss poor. Kirk Cousins, Tony Pollard, Alexander Madison, BTJ, Romeo Doubs, Jake Ferguson, Rayron McLeod, Quentin Johnston, Jason Sanders, and the Packers defense. This team is piss poor. Man, so you should mop the floor with him. I'm looking decent, I guess, in fantasy. My guys didn't really show up huge, but yeah, we can get out of here. Not too much else to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed.
We appreciate y'all for watching. As always, tune in again on Tuesday. I hope all your teams win unless you're playing one of my teams. But the Cardinals and Panthers are off. So unless you're Darko or another Steelers fan, or unless you're Vontae or another Titans fan, I'm rocking with you. Hopefully it's a great week.
You're rocking with us.
I'm rocking with everyone. That's not the 2 teams I just said.
Hell yeah. I'm
rooting for y'all to lose, but I'm going to be rocking with you.
What the fuck does that mean? What are you rocking with us for then? If you're rooting for us to lose, how are you rocking with us?
I can't rock with y'all and rock with the Seahawks. Like I'm rocking with both of y'all, but it's like one of y'all has to ultimately fall. So if it's like a 79-72 final score, it's like he was rocking with both of us. That's because of Brady. We balled out because of him. So shout out to Brady, I guess. But like I said, we appreciate y'all for watching. Tune in on Tuesday. We'll be back. Leave some likes on the TikToks. Leave some comments. Help us boost up on the algorithm.
Like it here as well, because I know a lot of y'all be commenting but not like it. So it just takes 2 seconds. Just go ahead. Go down and like it. That's just for that. Just for Smallz doing that. Just go down and like it. And like Smallz said, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Fuck the heat. The heat are garbage. Fuck you, Bam Adebayo. We'll see you.
We're not ending like that. 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 You can't end on it. You can't end on a damn saying a curse, the curse word. You can't end on a damn F-bomb.
Sorry, I apologize.
And you cursing out my favorite team in all of sports. We a football podcast, but I would lay my life on the line for that damn Miami Heat. And I would probably die because they suck.
You're absolutely right. I apologize.
Tyler Hero, I know you're watching. Send me some tickets. I love
like
you.
Tyler Hero's cousins, brothers, uncles, son, nephews, daughter, brothers, uncles, like some distant relative of his has to be watching. They have to be. They have to have seen one of the TikToks, you know? So go ahead. Say what you got to say to him.
Well, no, they're not watching. I know Tyler personally is. I talked to him the other night.
Well, tell him to get some. We're not a basketball podcast, so he can come on the show if he wants to. Then tell his ass to pull up. But go ahead.
He's a Wisconsin guy. He can talk about
the Packers.
Yeah.
Bro, let's wrap this shit up, man. What are we doing, man?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Peace.